Welcome back, everyone. The economy's struggling, and boy, is the president letting us know it, using the word crisis a lot of times. So with his negative tone, is Obama bringing the economy down, or is he just being honest? Michael.
In the Pundit Pit today, he's a Fox News contributor and a radio talk show host at 5'11". He's 5'11" of liberal lashing fury, weighing down at a whopping 150 pounds. From Dallas, Texas, the conservative mouth of the South, Mike Gallagher.
My left leg is 150, Deucey, but I said it anyway.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Former Clinton pollster and Democratic strategist, standing 5'8" and hailing from Falls Church, Virginia, Bernard the Whitman.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Michael.
There we go.
She's a fellow at the Manhattan Institute and a Fox News contributor, standing a cool 5 feet 6 inches from New York, New York, Judith, the Jabber Miller.
Thank you very much, Michael. Nobody else could introduce him quite like you did. Thank you. Great to see you. All right, guys. How's that?
This is the kind of thing you tell your grandkids that Michael Buffer introduced you. I mean,
yeah. Well, let's get ready to rumble, shall we? Because I would love to talk about Bill Clinton and the comments that he had about Barack Obama yesterday. He gave him an A grade, as you would expect, Bernard, right? Being the fellow Democrat on the panel.
Honest.
But yes, he's being honest. But he also said that he should not be talking so negatively about the economy. Your thoughts?
Well, look, Bill Clinton is clearly an optimist. Barack Obama is a realist. The truth is, we are in a crisis. The American people understand that. 3/4 of them have cut their spending as a result of the financial instability. But I tell you what we need less of. What we need less of is Republicans getting in the way of fixing the economy, creating jobs, cutting taxes, and keeping people in their home.
Yeah. Well, Clinton also said that yesterday, that the Republicans should stop just saying no. But, Mike, I guess you would take him to task on that, because a lot of people who are Republicans are happy with the fact that Republicans said no to
I think most Americans roll their eyes at the idea that there's been an A+ or an A in the first few weeks of this Obama administration. You've had crisis after crisis. You've had all of these nominees for cabinet posts crash and burn. You got an economic stimulus plan that causes Gretchen to go under the table.
Well, Glenn Beck's comments caused me to go under the table.
But Glenn reflects what Americans are saying right now about not understanding this. And when Newsweek magazine puts on its cover, we're all socialists now. That's the kind of thing that makes people's blood run cold. People's blood absolutely run cold, Judith, over this. It's scary stuff.
Is there a situation, Judith, where the president, let's just give him this. The economy's in a dire situation.
Absolutely.
But is there a situation where he should maybe try and massage it a little bit? Because look at what's happening to the markets. They're tanking.
Exactly. And that's why when people use the word crisis, they use it appropriately. Let me point out that this morning the Wall Street Journal used the word crisis. So it's not just the president talking down the economy. He had to do that in order to get through the Republican wall of opposition to get this stimulus package passed.
But don't you think Americans want people to hear their president say what's good about America now and what's bad about America right now?
Bernard, hold the thought, because I got to take this break right now. When we come back, we'll hear Bernard's thought and much more with the Pundit Pit in just a minute. We're back with the lively Friday Pundit Pit, and I promised Bernard Whitman that I would let him get in his last thought.
My point here to my friend Mike is what the American people want is solutions to their problems. That's what they're looking for. And they're not looking for rhetoric and divisiveness. They want people to come together, fix this economy, and help get America moving again.
Divisiveness like we're a nation of cowards, coming from the Attorney General of a president who has yet to denounce what his own Attorney General said in lecturing us about race relations. I mean, the irony of the first black president, first black AG, and we're still wallowing in what happened 50 years ago. That's not what Americans are expecting, Bernard.
But I tell you, you're talking about what we dealt with 50 years ago. We need to focus on the problems of today.
Agreed.
And if we had more than 2 smart women and Arlen Specter on our side, then I don't think that we would have reduced ourselves to this type of difficult rhetoric.
2 smart women and Arlen Specter who will be working at McDonald's in a couple of years.
And before Eric Holder ever said that, the president faced a wall of Republican opposition to his program. So come on.
Well, it's both. It's a polarizing thing right now.
Absolutely right.
We're all hoping it works.
Let's talk about something that I know you're all going to disagree about, which is Rahm Emanuel, the new chief of staff for Barack Obama. Of course, he hails from the state of Illinois, where politics are so clean.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, now some people are looking into the ethics of Rahm Emanuel. Apparently, he stayed for 5 years in a house of another congresswoman. And, oh, by the way, her husband also he connects into this. It's convoluted. Tell me, Mike, is there a problem here for Rahm Emanuel and ethics?
Well, of course there is. I mean, you mean Rahm, the basement Emanuel? Yeah, there's probably a bit of an issue. But I don't know how big this is on the realistic scale. I know how big it would be if this was a Republican president's chief of staff. Once again, the double standard comes glaring through. The media looks the other way because the media has advocated for your guy, and they've been pulling for your guy. And when a scandal like this really emerges, it's like, oh, well, so he's standing in a congresswoman's basement for 5 years. We'll look the other way.
No, let me tell you why it's not a big deal. 20,000 Americans are losing their jobs every single day. And the only thing the Republicans can come up with is to talk about Rahm Emanuel's
So wait a minute. So we should just throw ethics out the window when our economy is tanking?
It's no wonder the Republicans lost the election.
But wait a minute. I have to take issue with that. So we shouldn't be concerned about ethics anymore because we don't have money in our pocketbook?
It is common practice.
This is how Rahm Emanuel got to be a millionaire. He kept his pennies in a little black box. No, come on. I have to agree that with the economy what it is now, yes, there has been a vetting problem. We know that now, but I think the American people are focused on the economy and on the enormous challenges they face.
Judith,
I don't think they really care about
Gretchen makes a good point. The economy doesn't mean you get carte blanche pass on everything.
We've seen that with confirmation of some of the nominees.
But Rahm Emanuel's the one who said famously, and we've played his quote over and over again on my radio show, you don't want to take a crisis and not turn it into an opportunity to do things that you might not ordinarily do. It's just scary stuff.
And that's stall the stimulus legislation? I mean, you've already done that. What's next?
No, Mike, he's not confirmable. The Congress doesn't. The Senate does not vote on this nomination. This is the president's choice.
All right. Hopefully in 2009, no matter what's going on in the world, somebody will still be held accountable.
We'll still be
to
rumbling.
high values and morals.
We'll be rumbling.
All right, Pitsters, thank you so much. Thanks for rumbling. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.